It's us. We're back. Oh, hey, Baroth. Oh my goodness, we're back. We're back. We're back with some more exciting action here. Oh, I better close all these. Sure, I've got the right Fantasy Grounds pulled up here when I go over to the the other things, so I don't reveal any goodies too soon. I did that the other night. I switched over to Fantasy Grounds to show something, and I had like 3 other images up. And I'm like, oh.
I've done that before. Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
already do their rolls?
No, I don't think.
I did
just, Zia and
did.
Liazana so far. Ooh, 1103 Liazana in the lead currently with 1103. Sure.
All right, I just have to beat that by 1. Okay. See if I can do it. Probably not.
Oh no, that's 100. I did supposed to do 100 d20.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, by 1.
Missed it by
Are you
1.
kidding?
I
won!
Would have been
hilarious.
it would have been even better as if you tied.
Mm-hmm.
That would have
Nice.
been cool.
I was nowhere near your score.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
I got 1092.
Oh. Awesome.
And I feel bad now.
Excuse me.
It's always
I'm
next week.
still struggling to get into Fantasy Grounds, so you're gonna have to wait till I roll.
Ah. Nice. Okay. All right. I will wait for that. Okay. Where were we? Here. All right. So here we are back on the Atmos Isles. We have a number of things to maybe pursue here somewhere, purportedly, on Atmos Isles. Currently residing is Tyrion von Sutcliffe. Perhaps a solid lead for Liazana and the Order of Spectres if he can track her down or gain access. I think the last that they heard in the bar was that if Tyriana was going to be anywhere, she'd probably be in the upper residential area, but you need special passes for that and privileges. There is, of course, let's see, the ghost ship. I think you've heard all the rumors on the ghost ship now, though. Let's see. I'm forgetting all the things now. I just went over this and I'm forgetting all. Right, of course, Sinister had her vision about something beneath the what do they call it? The Wanderer's Plea, the 2 giant, 100-foot tall or so, 100-foot plus hands and all forms that come up out of the ground in prayer up to the skies. There's talk about the United Aviation Federation having a new ship being released here in the next few days. Some cutting-edge arcane technology, a class all its own. The city is abuzz with people guessing who's going to captain it. Among them, is it Lucian? Your older brother,
One of the brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Cash's brother that's in the fleet.
Nice. Names coming up a lot, as well as a couple of others. The party came across a tavern that was burned to the ground. Up in the religious ward. no word, no evidence left behind of who may have done that. It's totally Keir's Lament. But nobody here knows anything about it. The only survivor is Chef that had no idea anything was going on until the place was up in flames. Somehow spared. And of course, this new person that seems to be a person of intrigue that they saw off of the ship docked across from them a few days ago seems to be some high-level official or someone with 40-some guards front and back, bringing them into the city. At the very end of last session, Relith and Liazana made their way back to the ship at night Following a suspicious individual, suspicious man, this man bumped into a woman and started yelling and went to grab her, and the woman by the lamppost that he bumped into just took this guy down. And as Liazana Brilith came up to help, Liazana anyway, Brilith doesn't recognize her, but Liazana recognized her as the same woman from the ship that's in the image here. So lots of things to investigate. Okay, with that, I think that everyone else is on the ship, and thing I believe. So I'll just pick up with Liazana and Rila since it's kind of the end of the night. There you have it. You're looking down at this woman that's holding this guy's arm like a chicken laying behind him, and a knee on like the side of his face, keeping his face down on the.
Are we still like pretty far back, but just close enough that I can recognize her?
Like 3 to 5 feet. You're pretty close. You kind of ran.
Oh.
Unless you want to be further away, then that's fine.
Yeah.
I think you had said you were running up, so I'll say that you can be,
That's right.
as far
Okay.
away as like 15 feet.
Like as soon as she recognizes her, she's gonna be like, Brilith, it's the lady from the ship next to us, the one that was being escorted.
Oh my gosh. That's a coincidence.
I don't know what to do.
we should say hi. Right?
I don't.
Introduce.
I would be very cautious.
Brilith will wave.
She looks up. Are you with him?
No, we're not. Mm-mm.
We don't know who that is. We just saw you. We recognized you from the ship that docked beside of our ship.
She lifts her knee up a little bit and then slams it down into his head, knocking him out. Drops his limp arm. Walks over to
That's
the two
really
of you.
impressive. Are you okay? Do you need any healing or anything?
Well, my parchment's ruined.
Oh,
Sort of a soaked thing from that got a little bit torn and spilled some of the drink she had in her hand under the lamppost on it as this guy bumped into her.
do you need some more paper? I can give you.
No, thank you, Phil.
Would it be any help if I like druidcraft some wind to try to like blow off the water? Would it be any help?
Paper blows in the
Are
wind.
you asking? Are you asking her?
I'm asking you.
You can try it if you want. You can offer.
She's
You can
gonna
certainly try.
she's gonna look. Yeah, she's gonna druidcraft some wind, like gentle breeze. Like just hold on to your paper, ma'am, and I'll try to blow out the water as best I can.
She giggles a bit, like laughs. It's worth a try. So
I'm sorry.
all right. No, it's quite all right. Yes, here we go. She'll hold the paper up.
Let's do it.
Jeez, I don't know if that's Arcana necessary, but go ahead and make an Arcana check. See if you can carefully. So see just how this is gonna go.
Sorry, me. I'm sorry. Was it me?
Arcana for Liazana.
I'm gonna read that. That does not look like a good roll. Oh, I have a +5. 11.
Okay, I mean it does a pretty good job, sort of like drying out the paper. Thank you. I don't think it's going to work. She's kind of rolls it up.
Oh,
She'll stop. I'm sorry. I just wanted to help.
She kind of like skeptically, eyes you and breathes. No, I'm fine. It's it's just been a frustrating evening, and I'm sure you're
I,
fine.
do you want to? We'll get you some tea or something. I'm sure there's some place open, or you can come back to the ship and we have some tea there. Something to
Something
kind
a
of
little stronger if you want.
that too. Yeah.
I suppose nothing else I can do tonight now.
Sure, we can. Well, I mean,
perhaps not a ship, but if there's a place open, I'm happy to go there.
sure. We'd be happy to take you somewhere, anywhere you want.
Oh, all right
Just
then.
name the place.
Follow me.
Okay.
She gets kind of a grin on her face, an excited grin.
I really like
Mischievous
your
grin.
hair thing, the gold. It's very fetching. I like
thank
it.
you. Oh, that's so sweet. Sorry, she doesn't have it current. She has her hair back in that
Okay.
tied up bun. I'm sorry. She's kind of looks like she's
Your bun's very
incognito.
lovely.
She looks at her ass. And, oh, thank you.
Oh, well that
is.
too, I guess.
Well,
Please lead the way. We'll be right behind.
okay. And she swiftly walks back to more of the center of the merchant square. Not to Lazy Susan, but instead a place further back. You cut through like the black market area and a couple of those back alleys into like the back alleys. Where you find
Rhea
um
walks like side by side with Liazada, like
nice. You come up to what seems to be a house, like a homestead, like a residence. And she walks up on the porch. There's no lights inside. There's no lights outside. It's just kind of a dark street, dark house. She has a little front porch, maybe 5 feet deep, walks up the steps and heads up to the door and does an elaborate knock. And a few moments later, the door creaks open. A little candle light you can see flickers on through one of the front windows there. She turns back. Um,
kind of looks at Liazana. Okay, right? This is fine, right? Okay.
I hope so. Let's just go.
And then she'll really go in.
Okay. All right. So you head in, and it is in fact a residence. There's an old human woman with her hair all up in a sleeping net, peering out of what is probably a bedroom door, and older human gentleman that has opened the door, and he has the candle in hand and walks you through to one of the back rooms and lifts open a hatch in the floor. And you see a lot of light and you hear some noise. I mean, not like a club, right? Because it's medieval times, but you hear
Right.
some music. And,
A party.
you don't hear the driven beat, but you hear some music.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So, and she turns outside. And she heads down what's a little stairway down, loops around a few times down to another room. You heading with her to this secret
Oh,
party
sure.
place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, sure enough, after like going down like 2 levels, 2 flights, it opens up. There's to a wider hallway with double doors. There's another different for those that are either of you that are perceptive enough. It's a different knock, and that door swings open. And as that one does, some candles along the stairwell, but there's plenty of light in this other room. It kind of empties out into this wider hallway as you're welcomed into the actual party place. in here. There are plenty of things going on. There's a lot of music. It's a really beautiful setup for a bar. There's different bar stations that seem to have different types of booze. Some huge kegs set up at one that just seems to have ale, and then some like a wine one, and then some hard liquors that seem to be from faraway places, and then a couple of other types of booze and mixtures and other things. And there's a lot of people partying and having fun. Everyone here seems to be um, having a really good time. There's some scents in the air that may make you think that there's plenty of other things outside of alcohol that are being distributed here. Everyone's just having a really, really fun time. There's people dancing. He looks back. Oh, yeah, well, let's get a drink. Where should we start first?
I don't think we've ever been here before.
Oh, me either. This is my first time. But I heard of it from a friend. Here we are.
Seems it's very lively. I guess something different, something I guess that you can't usually find anywhere else.
I suppose. Do you not travel much?
Been to a few places, but just the normal bars and stuff.
Yeah.
This one looks like it's got some secrets, and I like to try new things.
Ah.
Yep.
Oh,
Me
she'll grab you by the wrist, Lisa. And it's basically going to be a bit of a party night. I won't make you role play it all out, but as long as you're willing to be here, she's going to treat you to whatever you want. She's paying. And there's plenty to be had and plenty of fun, but she's probably going to keep you out as late as you're willing. Like, she's not going to wrap up to like 7 a.m., 8 a.m.
God.
I would say Breela's probably definitely falling asleep by like 4, like starting to nod off in a booth somewhere or in a chair somewhere. But trying to stay awake and like probably like boozily happy. But yeah.
Okay. Nice. All right. Well, at what time of the morning do you two want to head out? Because she'll engage with you when you're ready to head out. If you don't want to wait until the 7.
I mean, 7. I think.
I mean, it is a
Yeah,
lot of
Breela-
fun in here. I'll
Breela will
add.
just fall asleep there. So yeah, Liazana will have to wake her up and it's time to go. So
Yeah, she'll probably wake you up about. I guess if 7 is when Titania is. If that's when she's kind of slowing down, then that's probably whenever Liazana would go and try to like wake up Breela's.
Okay. Nice. All right. So she'll come around then, and once Breela's is awoken and everything. You definitely get the sense that while she's partying and partaking and having fun, she seems to be extra excited to do it with other people, 2 of you, and that maybe she doesn't get to do this as frequently as she would like. She seems very excited by the prospect of being here. Well, oh, is she all right? She looks to Liazana. She's
headache.
Yeah, she's not used to being up so late and being out so late.
I understand. Well, let's get out of here. Yeah.
Was it time to go? I was having such a good time.
Oh, good. And thank you too. It's been such a fun night. I do feel better.
Breela's gonna try to give her a hug.
Okay. Go for it. Go for it. You
Okay.
do that, and I'm just gonna have her. Oh shit! I have too many props now around me. I'm just gonna have her do a check here. She's gonna be startled. Oh,
Okay. Sure.
oh, sorry, right? Hug. Sure. And she'll, you know,
Give her a very
like
sleepy
look
hug.
up. Oh,
Mhm.
you're very comfortable.
Give her a nice like pat on the head. Your hair's soft. Okay.
Thank you. Well, this was fun. This was fun. I've had so much fun tonight, and I haven't even introduced myself properly. I'm Titania. It's a pleasure.
Oh, Relith will shake her hand.
Okay.
Still like half asleep.
Gives a firm handshake.
It's been a pleasure hanging out with you.
Yes, I had a lot of fun.
Me too. Where should we go next?
Well, I think we might. Oh, do we need? Or do you need breakfast? Do you need breakfast, Liazana?
Oh, Liazana, what a
Breakfast
lovely
sounds good.
name.
Good. Let's get some food.
Okay. Okay. Lead the way.
Do you eat?
You pick the place. Yeah, looks at Liazana like it's. Yes.
Yes, she's
Let's get
serious.
some food.
Okay, you choose. You
Come on.
choose the food.
Okay, Liazana, you choose the food.
Oh, is there anything in particular that y'all enjoy?
No, it's nothing here in Atmos.
Just something with a vegetarian option, please.
What part of Atmos were we in again?
The merchant district, but like the back area, the backpack area.
Well, why don't we walk outside and kind of, blink our eyes a little bit, and maybe we can see what's nearby.
How's that sound to you, Tatiana?
That sounds good. Yes, let's go. Let's go.
Let's do it.
You make your way back up the stairs and back out of the building.
Relith will like link arms with Liazana as they're walking.
Aw, sweet.
And she'll take it, but she'll also like make sure that you're standing up and still able to walk. Like keep looking at you every so often, like, you okay?
Kind of like every occasion, like lean her head over onto Liazana's head as they're walking.
Nice. All right, you make your way out. As soon as you step outside, and Titania sees like how like sunny it is, how we're into the mornings. Actually,
What's wrong?
oh, it's just a bit later than I had realized.
It's really bright outside, right?
She's just gonna kind of do another glance over the two of you, sort of like trying to insight you. You said you had a ship?
Yes.
Is your chef first?
Oh, Vic is the best, right, Liazana? Vic makes the
Vic
best
is-
food.
I agree.
It's top notch, way up there.
Oh.
Yes. So I'm sure that whatever is on the grill this morning or in the bowls, that it's wonderful.
May I impose then?
Yes, please.
Absolutely.
She
That's
pulls
fine.
up a
Okay, yes.
Cloak over her head and kind of, shades out her face as best she can, and will just follow you too. Actually, I'm gonna have her be like stealthy behind you. She's sometimes you don't even notice she's still following you. She's super stealthy.
What a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Right, you will head back to the ship. Meanwhile, back on the ship, is everyone up for breakfast? What's everyone up to? Around like 7:38.
If it's daytime, Sinister is sleeping.
Oh, Sinister. Okay. Okay. Charles reported back to you, Sinister, that night before everything he found out when he was trying to be all, he had his glasses and stuff, and he was trying to be a detective. He really didn't get much of anything useful, but he heard.
What about the ghost ship? Did he find that?
He didn't. No, he heard the same rumors that you heard, but he seems to be like he's gonna be like Charlie, and and It's Always Sunny soon. He's like really hyped about it, and like I think I'm piecing this together. I'm gonna go start a board and see what I can figure out.
As soon as you find out, come get me because
Yes.
I need your help. I'm gonna write a rock opera,
Oh,
and wouldn't it be awesome, right,
yeah.
to have a ghost ship in that thing?
That's
I
yes.
mean,
Yes.
I've never seen a ghost ship, so I need to be able to experience it.
Right. But yes, I will find this Sinister. I'd say if it's the last thing I do, but I've already probably done the last thing I was gonna do when I was alive.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna find
well,
it.
no, it was the last thing you did while you were living. Now you're doing your second best life.
Right. Yes.
And I'm just gonna be real with you, Charles,
Yes.
and you too, Charlie.
Meow.
Petting the cat, like probably going through the cat. I don't think I'm going back home. So the best I can do is just make the best of it here. And nobody's really interested in helping me get back home. So I don't think it's not even that they're interested in, it's not their burden to bear, but it's starting to be impossible because I've been here for a really long time and I haven't figured out how. So I might as well just stop and just make the best of it right here.
There. I thought I got all my things over here. He seems like genuinely, saddened by that, and so he like forming out his head or his little. Listen, I'm gonna help you figure out how to get home, Sinister. New mission. Get
New mission.
Sinister home.
Yes. You want to come with me? There's a ton of hot drow ghost ladies out there, I'm quite sure. I'm not sure. We die all the time.
Oh, so lots of ghosts.
I mean, they're really murderous and they have their suspicions and they're paranoid and they're driven by machinations of power. So yeah, a lot of murders.
Oh. Well, I'll consider it.
But hot.
I'll consider it even more.
Right. And dangerous.
Oh. I like me an edgy person.
And then he's just going to conjure up Kevin and then realize he's Rob Danger and dispel Kevin and start to make his own bed and take off his own clothes and brush his own hair. And he's like, I gotta go to bed. Now, it's really boring around here. I wish there was a party I could go to. Oh well, time for bed.
That's fantastic. Awesome. So you head to bed. Charlie goes about his business, and Charles, and some of the crew is up. Vic's up, of course, making breakfast. Cassius, what are you up to?
So I think Cassius will still be working on the project that he's been working on all this time a little bit, but when he hears breakfast, he's probably been up all night. He's like, I think I'm gonna go get a little bit to eat. I've been at this for a while, and he's gonna be like, Lupin, come over here, and he's gonna kind of have Lupin kind of up next to him while he's walking because he's very tired and weary. But he'll enter the kitchen and sit down, and whatever Vic puts in front of him, he'll probably eat it.
Okay, nice. Let's check on Vic, right? What's he got? And okay, yeah, he's found a pretty good haul yesterday, restocking some of the kitchen supplies from Atmos. So that's a pretty good spread so far of breakfast. He knows what y'all like, and so he's kind of has broken down across the board what everyone likes. Let's see, Ashavar, what are you up to this morning? Are you gonna join for breakfast?
Yeah, Ashafar will join for breakfast.
Oh,
Probably a little bit late because she doesn't really get up that early.
nice. Okay. All right. And Zia?
Well, okay, so
Mhm.
I've been trying not to eat meat as much around Brelith, but there was if you do want meat early in the morning breakfast session, which is gonna be one of those things where it's like we see Cassius kind of like almost falling asleep. I'm just like, Zia's gonna be trying to like paper football, half a piece of bacon. Probably get 2 or 3 stuck to his face before one goes in his mouth.
Oh no.
He's gonna like weekly chew the one that like ends up in his mouth.
Oh
Good.
yeah.
Good shot, Zia. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh.
Oh.
Hey, I mean, Brelith and Liazana never really came back last night, so we can eat this until they get here, and then
Are they okay?
I mean, presumably not dead. I don't know.
I hope they're okay.
I mean, it's Brelith and Liazana. They've only almost died, and actually
lot.
died.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe we should mentally check in. Maybe we should mentally check in.
Cassius will be like, really? Liazana, are you guys okay?
You get that in your head. Yeah.
Cassius? Hi. Hey. How are you?
Is everything fine? Are you
Yeah,
well?
we're just we're just hanging out.
Are you not in any peril?
No peril. Just having a good time.
Liazana, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Wait,
I'm here.
Are you
I'm
okay?
I'm helping Briolith back to the ship. We have a +1 that's coming with us.
Oh,
Oh,
fine.
yeah, our friend. Yes.
Oh, I love making new friends. I'll see you guys when you get here.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Good morning, everyone.
Fantastic.
Okay.
All right. So a little bit later, Ashvar, I imagine, will arrive, and then around that time, unless you want to get there after, even later, Ashvar, it's fine, of course.
That's good.
And shortly after Ashvar pulls up a seat, and Vic is serving everyone, Brelith and Liazana come down and in with their new friend, Titania.
Hi,
Hello.
everyone. Good
Hi.
morning.
Hi, everyone. This is our friend Titania. Titania, this is the rest of our crew. Well,
Right.
some of them.
Sinister is going to be behind them. So if he's going to have his hair all out, and then as soon as he sees Titania, is going to it goes invisible to go back to the room to change.
That's amazing. Hello. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Titania. I'm had a lovely night out with Brelith and Liazana here.
Oh, you went out with them? Oh, that sounds like a good time.
Yes, they really,
Yeah, we drank, we danced. It was I fell asleep.
Really, you drank
Yes, I did.
to excess?
I got sleepy, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I just kept I kept a balance with some water and food. We had some snacks there, and so just kind of kept myself level.
Oh, she was dancing so much though. Brelith, please.
Brelith was dancing?
Oh well, it was more like slapping her partners around, but yes, it was.
Yeah, I mean it was a fun time. Me and Liazana danced a couple of times, and yeah,
a couple ones on the table.
Yes.
You danced on the table?
I don't really remember that much about that, but sure. Yeah, that sounds like me. Typical Brelith dancing on tables.
Ah, very exciting.
Yes.
You know how to let loose.
That's me.
Really? Huh.
Breakfast, right?
Yeah. There's bacon pieces. He's gonna eat one of the discarded ones that Zia threw at him.
It's vegan bacon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It's made from seitan.
Oh, good,
Nice.
good.
Very porky, delicious seitan.
That's awesome.
But there are all kinds of food options. If
Oh,
you don't
good.
see anything here, Titania, we can definitely get something for you.
Yeah. And Vic sort of, wipes his hands on his apron a bit from behind the counter, and I'm not gonna do the role play with myself back and forth, but basically asks her, if there's anything she'd like in particular, you can whip that up. So she asked for something that's a little bit obscure, and he seems to have a good idea of what it is. And whip that up.
Right, here, sit down. Is Carmine anywhere in here, Dan?
Make a
Eating?
perception check.
Okay.
You don't see him, just with at a glance, but make a perception check.
Let me move all these dice out of here. No, I don't see him. There's no way. There's no
Okay.
way. It has to be. I'm not even gonna look at my modifier. I rolled a 2. So
Goodness.
Yeah, you don't see him. No signs of.
Okay.
Ah,
I have a dragon around here somewhere, but I don't
Really?
see him right now. Maybe I'll go. Let me go and see if I can find him. And she'll get up and start looking around like the deck.
she'll look around, everyone with a pleasant demeanor, and she was talking about her dragon a lot last night. Does she really have a dragon? Just thought, there's a lot of herbs at the party as well. I thought perhaps it was something she imagined. Is it really a dragon?
Oh, there's actually a dragon, yes.
Oh. Okay. Never mind.
Nice. Oh, incredible. That's awesome.
Cassius was gonna voice link with Breelith and be like, "Is that all right for us to talk about?" But it's too late now.
Oh,
It's that
yeah.
big.
Wonderful. It's a pleasure to meet you all. That's an incredible creature. Is it a lot? Looking at Lupin. I don't creature or
In some aspects, yes.
oh
He is a autonomous creature that I created.
oh
But he does what he does on his own. He has his own mind. I like to think.
oh. That's incredible.
Lupin, do you want to say hi? He'll just kind of like gesture.
I do like a lap of it. Yeah.
Don't worry, he's a sweet boy. He's
Oh.
a sweet boy.
He seems it.
I'm sorry, I'm so tired. I just been working on this project for a few weeks, so I'm sorry if I'm not as animated as I should be. I'm just a little tired.
I completely understand. It's a marvelous feats of engineering that you accomplished. You must.
You think it's a marvelous feat, really? He's gonna like perk up a little bit.
Absolutely. Look, I wasn't sure if it was mechanical or living creature when I first.
Oh no, he's fully mechanical. Yeah,
that's incredible.
but there's a little bit of magic in there. It's a sprinkle.
The craftsman's touch.
Mhm.
Incredible.
Oh, that made me feel good. Thank you. I like you.
Oh, thank you. You see her kind of trail a bit. I don't. It's not as often as I'd like that I get to meet such free-spirited people, such as yourselves. You all seem very unique and gifted. How is it traveling?
I was actually going to ask you, what's your story? I just know your name, but why are you here? I'm just asking for friendly reasons. I'm not trying to interrogate you.
I'm number 2. She's kind of trained into this, yeah. I'm just here passing through on a visit. hmm I travel a little bit, and well, this is an island sort of between others. Thinking of heading over to the Twin Cities of Sandia next. I'm just traveling
Oh, I'm
through.
from Zosha. It's one of the Twin
Oh,
Cities.
you are. Oh,
hmm
I've heard. I've heard that there's some strife there, of course, with one city being there's politics play a role there.
Yeah.
Mm, mm. But I've heard
Yeah.
it's a delightful, culturally rich city. I'm eager to make my way there.
Do you know which city you're gonna visit first when you do go to the Twin Cities of Sandia?
Oh shit, wow, I cannot remember the other city.
Neither can I. That's why I
Zosa and
asked you.
yeah. Boop. The other city. I'll get that open here and see what it is. The other city first, likely. Um, hmm, and then over to Zosa.
I think you should. I personally think, and I might be a little biased.
Mhm.
I think you should visit Zosha first. They might be
Okay,
more welcoming to you there.
is that so?
hmm
All right. Well,
The other city can get a little
Relias. That's it.
Relias. There you go.
Mm,
Relias can get a little what's the word I'm looking for? Unfriendly.
I see. Oh, understood. Well,
You might want to go there with a guide of some sort. You don't want to do that one by yourself.
all right. I'll be sure to be careful then. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Mm, mm,
It's a friendly advice.
I appreciate it. um, do you all have are you all craftspeople? She'll kind of look over to like Zia and Ashavar.
Just let me know
Um,
when enough time has passed for the original cast, Kevin and Sinister, to get dressed as Sinister. So,
Awesome. Okay.
no, I can't. I mean, I can some sort of carve some things, and I've been working on maybe going into a little bit of making distilling spirits, but I'm really bad at it right now.
Oh, I
It's
see.
still learning process.
Ah,
Yeah, that's it.
oh, well, it's nice to hear that you're following that you know, entrepreneurial spirit. Artisanal spirits sound delightful when the craft is mastered.
Well, hopefully I'll get better at it because I have to taste everything that I make. So,
Oh, I hadn't considered that. So you, I guess she's gonna, check for people's names. You, Kasha, no, I don't know if anyone said your name. I'm so sorry. Your name should look to Cassius.
Oh, my name is Cassius. It's nice to meet you,
Oh,
Titania.
a pleasure. She'll turn, back to Ashvar. And you,
Ashvar, nice
uh,
to meet you.
a pleasure. And you looks over to Zia.
You can call me Zia.
Pleasure. And you aren't a craftsman either. Are you do you ply a trade, Zia?
No,
Huh? A free spirit.
no. Sure.
Uh,
Yeah. Looks at Vic and it's kind of like, yeah.
I'm jealous. That sounds lovely to follow your own passions in life and go where the wind takes
Yeah.
you.
Are you not able to do that?
Ah, not as much as I'd like. No, the work I do sees me travel a lot, and it can be strict at times. Um, and that's about the time Sinister could pop in if they want to.
Okay, he's not going to kick the door open. He's going to have he's going to send Charlie
Mhm.
to open the door because he's not a savage. He doesn't kick open his own house
Nice.
door.
It opens with a
Right.
concrete, yeah.
And I got a question: how well has Sinister taught Charles how to play music?
I think that he's, been hanging out a lot and been practicing a decent bit. So, I'll have Charles do a performance check with advantage because you've been teaching him. Is that oh, okay, 16 base roll, and I don't have his stats, but that's plenty to do a fine music.
Yeah, that is. I'm gonna have him do the drums, kind of like that.
Nice. He's holding the door open too with one foot, but like he got
Yeah.
the thing on his
Yeah,
around
I'm
his
gonna
neck.
come in. Woo! We need to start playing his
Oh.
He's not Rob Danger. He's Sinister now.
Nice.
Full regalia. He's trying to, and I'm quite sure he knows where his plate of food is by the wine cabinet.
Nice.
And I'm quite sure Vic would have figured out what Sinister likes. Probably some strawberries, an omelet, some mushrooms, and some potatoes,
Nice.
and lots of bacon.
Awesome.
And then he's gonna come in and start playing a song. I guess he's trying to impress her.
Okay.
And he's gonna put his foot, he's gonna put his foot up on the chair and just kind of whip his hair.
That's awesome. Oh, this.
I'm trying to impress her.
Okay.
As the rock star Sinister.
So you see a bit of a little roller coaster of emotions. At first, seeing how well you're dressed and everything else is taken aback for a moment, but then as you start to play the music and rock out, just, I'm a bard.
Absolutely. How'd you know?
Dude.
And then he's just probably gonna just take a random napkin or even across the desk and just give an autograph and just slide it to her.
Oh.
And then kind of wink at her.
That's an impressive performance.
My name's Sinister. How are you?
I'm Titania. I'm doing well. I'm very spirits lifted.
And it's gonna be proper because he's a noble, like handshake, probably more fine,
okay.
like fancy.
She's you're gonna see her face get a little more nervous as she recognizes the nobility. You hold yourself in such a noble manner. Are you from one of the houses here, or Staffney, perhaps?
I'm actually from a faraway lineage house that you probably not even heard of.
I see. That's good.
I am
that's
a
lovely.
galore.
Oh, no, I can't say that I have. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Sinister Galore.
Well, Titania, we're boat buddies, right?
I suppose so.
I know. So, if you get a chance, do you know excuse me, do you know Atmos well?
You see her take an extra second or two to consider her answer than would naturally take.
Oh my goodness, insight check.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
And plus 11.
She rolled a lot worse, so
okay.
you can see that while Liazana knows who she is, she assumes that none of you know who she is actually is, and so she's very pensive about letting on that she know how well she might know this place, how frequently she might be here, or anything like that. So but you just get the vibe that she is considering her answer carefully instead of just responding with the truth immediately, is what you'd pick up. Yes, I think that I know this pretty well at Mos Isles. I've been here a few times now, so.
Well, this is like my second time, so I'm not really familiar with this place.
Oh,
And since we're boat buddies, maybe I can take you out one night and we can explore the city.
perhaps so. Um, hmm.
I just don't particularly like, morning. I'm not a morning person.
I can
But I smell
understand.
breakfast, and usually when there's like a lot of breakfast, that means a guest because we eat a lot of breakfast with random people.
Nice.
And then he's just gonna go pour some wine and just like put the napkin because he's in his good clothes, so he's trying not to get bacon grease on stuff.
Ah, nice. Okay.
He's just
Carefully.
being real fussy,
Awesome. All right.
trying to eat and let everybody talk and stuff. So
Nice. She's gonna dig in. Breelith, you left to do what again?
She went to the left to find Carmine.
Oh, okay. You find Carmine back in your cabin.
Okay.
They're sleeping in your
Hey,
bed. They took over your bed.
Oh, I'm just gonna get down. Hey, Carmine. Hey, poke. Hey,
That's a little pretend bite
Um,
at you.
you want? Do you want
Teen
some?
angsty years, remember?
Right. Do you want some breakfast? Are you hungry? You want to come to the galley?
They get up
You
and
want me to bring-
they climb
Oh,
down on the
okay,
floor and
all
head
right,
over to the door.
Okay. All right. She will give him like a little bit of room to kind of walk on his own.
Mm-hmm.
Before like waiting a few minutes to like walk back to the galley.
Oh, okay.
Give him his space.
Nice. Right. Carmine walks over to the door. Wait, did you leave the door open or closed?
She would
close
left it
behind you?
open.
Oh, okay.
She would left it
And he
open.
just makes their way over to the
Sure.
galley. So Breelith and Carmine arrive. Again, Carmine, I think we discussed last session, has grown, another 1.5
Yeah.
2 feet or something like that.
Yeah.
Since over the past week.
Hey!
Or 2 weeks.
Found Carmine.
Carmine heads over to Vic in the kitchen.
Yep. Enjoy. Brayleth will go and sit back down.
they grow so fast, don't they?
That's
Um,
Carmine.
I'm kind of the dragon's tutor, So I help him a lot
Oh.
with his language and songs and stuff.
I
And
see.
I read stuff to him.
Um,
So
When did Carmine get so big?
Oh, he's been growing.
I don't remember Carmine being that big. at
it's a
all.
rapid pace. It's like
It's
I think-
fine. It's okay.
Carmine's
I-
like
now dragon.
huge now.
Carmine's still
He's a
Carmine,
juvenile.
no matter his size. Okay, it's
He's-
just.
He's no longer a baby.
What?
Well,
what
I
have
mean,
we been feeding Carmine?
Technically, I mean,
Bacon.
he's
Lots
still
of bacon.
small. He's still young.
How big is the-
Not completely grown up yet.
Wait, this isn't
He's a juvenile.
fairy dragon?
He's a growing young man-ish.
Is
I
it
don't
a
know if
what?
it's a boy. I'm gonna
I'm
say
sorry?
gay.
Oh, it's not a fairy dragon or a luck dragon or something. This is a full dragon.
Do you know about dragons?
Yes, it is a
some.
dragon.
It's an interest of mine.
An
Oh my
interest?
goodness. So you're really interested in
dragons.
our dragon.
Are you a
You're not gonna
dragon?
steal them, are you?
Are you a dragonologist?
Oh, I wouldn't say that I have no advanced degree in dragon studies, but I've done I love the lore ever since I can remember.
Wait, what did you say? A fairy dragon? What's a fairy dragon?
I'm curious to know that too.
Oh, they're delightful.
Yeah.
They only get a couple of feet long.
Okay,
and-
so he's definitely not that.
No. They change
I've
colors
heard
as they
tell.
age, and they can use magic and speak a little bit.
Oh,
I hear tell of in lore of old that sometimes dragons can take on human form. And then he just kind of looks at her.
Oh,
to gauge her
true
reaction.
dragons absolutely can. Yes.
Oh. So
Okay,
makes
well,
sense.
that's weird. Yeah.
It's a lot of
So-
sense.
So there's
Are
dragons
you-
amongst us. I have yet to figure out if Claire is a dragon yet. I mean, if Z is a dragon yet. But
Oh.
Oh, nice.
No. That'd be really cool.
Was that a question?
you have
that
beautiful eyes.
If Zia was a
Unusual
dragon?
eyes.
Wait.
Titania, are you here like on official business? Are you here if you're on your own whim? Are you terribly attached to where you're at right now?
I am here on official business for the work that I do. Unfortunately, rather pathetic. Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Thank you. You don't so you don't know what type of dragon you have then?
I don't.
No. We kind of found it and
I'm not a dragon.
hatched it.
Oh.
And
Neither am I.
That's
I-
incredible.
try to find out what I can to try and help it, but
May I ask? And of course, I understand you don't want to share, as it's important to
ask.
protect. Oh, just where you found? Did you find the dragon as an egg? You said you hatched it, or did you
found
find
it
the
as an
dragon
egg.
baby? May I ask
Hold
where?
on. Oh, Cassius is gonna ping Breelith and be like,
Mhm.
"Don't tell her where we found this."
Found
egg
an
at."
egg in
Please
a
don't tell her where we
in a
found it.
jungle
Okay.
in a forest like type area
Oh,
that was
okay.
out
You're gonna get
somewhere.
another ping
didn't know-
from Sinister because
We
he has
didn't know
no idea.
where
Don't tell her where the X.
we didn't know where it was where we were at the time, but there were trees
Oh.
and there was a giant and he had collected the
Oh,
egg, and so
Of
he
course.
he was
The
like, here,
giant
take it.
airport?
And so we took the
Incredible.
egg and I kept it in my room, and we kept it in another room for a
Oh,
while,
that's
and
fine.
then
That's
we
fine.
were singing
What
to
type?
it.
What did the egg look like? Did it have spots, or was it striped or bare?
Well,
It was
the
purple and
egg-
speckled and green.
Oh, that doesn't
What? Do you
make
know
any
that for sure?
sense.
Are you saying that from memory?
No, I'm saying that because I'm lying.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Brayla actually gets out her journal and starts like looking like, I think I have some sketches somewhere in here of it. Of what the egg looks like.
What if it
Or
was
looks- what it
yellow
looks
and brown
like.
spotted?
It was yellow and brown spots and
No, I don't know if that's correct.
oh my goodness.
There's
I don't think that's
a test
quite.
to find out what type of dragon it is.
There's
Uh,
a dragon
curious.
test.
Let me look, and I can definitely give you that answer.
Does the test involve dissecting?
Oh never. Oh no.
It's not gonna hurt him. Or it's not gonna
Not-
hurt him.
No, not at all.
Not gonna hurt our dear Carl.
Oh, I would never. No.
No, I don't
mean,
think that I don't think
dragons
Titiana. I
are to
don't.
be revered.
Yeah.
Well,
And
despite Breelith being so forthright about the dragon's existence, maybe we should exercise caution and not bring too much attention to the dragon. Therefore, bringing attention to our ship. And all.
yes, I wouldn't, especially if this is a true dragon at this young age. Most certainly would not wish to. I mean, I thank you for sharing with me, but I would be very cautious. Yes.
Okay, so I didn't write down the color of the egg. I mean the size. She'll kind of like put, put the size with her hands of what she remembers how big it was,
Mhm.
but I didn't write down
looked like a
the
stone.
color.
Yeah, it was gray.
Oh, that's
and so
right.
It looked like a
It
stone.
looks like a stone.
Oh, that is
Um,
There,
something.
you
You
probably
touched the
see
dragon.
Sinister going, trying to.
Yeah, it looked. And that's why the giant had it, is because he thought it was a stone.
What?
He collected rocks, and so we,
Oh.
he gave it
gonna
to us
mentally
since we
ping
helped him.
Stop talking
And
so much
So he
about
rolled. He gave us.
giants and
He gave us
things.
the egg, which he thought was a stone, and when we got it back, it wasn't a stone. We figured out, oh, this is a dragon egg, so that's what it was.
And because
Oh.
she keeps talking, he's gonna start playing the guitar. Like, what do you think about this? I'll try this.
She's like really in the way that like a little kid might be excited about like astronomy or like going to a zoo and seeing things like that.
You can
She has some excitement.
definitely take a closer look at Carmine if you want to.
May I introduce myself to them?
I will say that he's going through a little bit of a stage right now. I think
Oh.
he's a little more temperamental than usual. He won't hurt you, but he might not,
Of course.
might be a little dodgy, I guess.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
All this is happening. Ashavar is just slowly eating and giggling to herself.
Nice. Well, Titania will kind of nod to everyone to excuse herself from the table and head into the kitchen, where
Lilith will follow her.
Okay. Of course, our dragon friend is eating in the middle of the kitchen. Just off a mat, like a mat with some raw meat on it. And she'll slow her pace when she's about 15 feet away, and then like 10 feet, and then slow a little more, 5 feet. And she'll touch through her pockets, and she'll take out like 3 little gemstones, and she's going to place them on the ground in front of her, and kind of get down onto her knees and bow her head and hands to Carmine, and say something in Draconic if you understand Draconic, Relith. I think it's you and Vic that are close enough to hear.
I don't know what she does. Let me just double check. I don't think so.
But
I
I'm
don't
not in
speak
there.
Draconic. It's a bit.
Nope, no Draconic.
Yeah,
Main infernal.
she says something, and still underneath, she sits up and cups her hands together and just puts her hands on her knees in her lap. The gems are down on the floor in front of her, and Carmine lifts their head and looks her over and goes up and eats the gems, and then puts his head down in the palm of her hand. Oh, you honor me. And then she'll switch from that like sort of reverent mode into like a scritching because she can't resist. It's a pleasure to meet you. Yes, I'm Titania. It just seems to be responding to. You don't hear Carmine saying anything. Well, yes. I hope you do. If ever I can. So Carmine will lift up and turn around and go eating some more meat, and he'll stand up. Thank you so much. It's an honor.
What happened? What did
Oh,
you? What?
just introduce myself.
Okay.
Hmm.
What was Carmine saying to you?
Oh, I'm so sorry. She kind of looks around like, oh, you don't know anything about dragons kind of look. Like, right, I'm so sorry. I wish
He
I could share.
speaks to me sometimes telepathically, but
Oh, this is just a typical greeting, initial meeting of a dragon. There's a few different things you can do when you greet a dragon for the first time to show that you honor them and to do reverence. But it's a personal matter. What's spoken, I can't share.
does he need something? Is he okay?
Well, they seem to be quite well here.
Okay.
I will need to leave soon, sadly. But if you wish, I to do the test to see what type of dragon they are. It's one of a few. Then I'd be happy to. If Carmine also agrees to it.
Of course, yeah. If they want to, yeah, that would help. I'm sure.
Very well. I won't have the time today. It's a very brief thing, but it takes about 30 minutes or so. Would it be all right if I came back again at a time that suited you?
Absolutely.
When would that be? I have work to attend to through the day.
I don't think that we have any plans. So I guess maybe if you can sometime tomorrow would be good. I'll stay near the boat. So
Lovely. Thank you. Well, I must return to town, back to the my inn, and thank you all so much. It's been a delight.
how did you learn Draconic? You just know it? Did you learn it somewhere?
Yes, as part of my education growing up.
Okay.
As a highly educated person myself, I do think it's a wonderful characteristic to be multilingual.
Indeed, yes, you understand, Sister. I agree.
Yes. And then you just try to vibe off of that.
Nice.
Is there anywhere in this city that teaches Draconic?
I'm sure there must be. They have so many different wards. Probably the academic ward would be your best bet.
Okay.
Well, hopefully I will see you all tonight. If that suits you, perhaps should I simply board the ship or call?
Yeah.
Sure.
Just you're a friend. I trust you. So yeah, absolutely. Just board the ship.
Just
It'll be
for
fine.
tonight only, because I don't know you that well, to be coming back and forth throughout the day. But if we can get to learn each other, then maybe it'd be more of a recurrence. But just for tonight. Because I don't, we got a whole crew of people and they're always vigilant. And,
Right.
We got to give them a heads up that you're going to be coming up here so they don't you.
Yes, please. Well,
Rila's gonna give Titainia another hug.
kind of like pat again, like not awkward hug, but clearly she does not do hugs
It was
often.
good to have
she's-
you.
Yes.
Have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you tonight.
Yes. Take care, all of you. A pleasure meeting you. And she kind of waves at Lupin to his little puppy, and she'll disembark, leaving you all to your day.
I like her.
I do too. I wonder why she was being trailed by, she had like a retinue of guards, so she could be very important. And the fact that she knows like dragon speak and stuff.
I mean, knowing Draconic isn't out of the ordinary.
I'm talking about, it's not out of the ordinary, but I used to travel with guards a lot, like her.
You think she's royalty?
Did I clock anything? Like, did I?
That she got nervous whenever she sensed your nobility, like in your handshake and when you entered, from the way you were dressed and stuff.
Yeah, she gave me like a noble like vibe, or at least noble adjacent. Like she's been around these people, because like I'm used to people being kind of like guarded coming around me. They don't want to, and as soon as she did it, she's like, you guys are like, this ordinary Sinister, aka Rob Danger, sexy cat about town.
Have I seen Sinister in his Rob Danger outfit?
Walking around the ship, probably.
You might have had a question when they walk past your door. Time to like. Was that so?
Wait, so is this a new persona of yours, Sinister?
Oh,
I don't think I've been in the loop too much. I've been working on a project coming soon. It's not done yet.
Is it a sex robot?
No, unfortunately, no.
And you can see Sinister just get deflated a little, like, all right.
Cassius will secret message Sinister. Do you want one?
I didn't know that was an option.
Just so Sinister can hear it. It's like, do you want one?
You just like go like that, like. We'll talk later about that. Like, yeah, maybe. It's lonely on in the air, but he's gonna say, well, I think it'd be a good idea to try and blend. And on me not being from the world, I kind of stick out. And since we're going back to find out things, I want to kind of blend in. And then also it gives me my sister and Benestra, she's my twin, right? She said that the pan flute was kind of whack and you can't twerk to it, but I always liked it, so I'm gonna try it out. That's probably.
You can probably twerk to a pan flute.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I said. But she was like,
What is she talking about?
I know she's terrible. But she plays the flute. I think it's because like when we were taught it instrument playing, she just did not like practicing it. Who knows?
Okay.
But I always liked it, and I still got kind of complex. And besides, everybody knows Sinister is a guitar player, and I just can't be doing that. And a lot of times, I need like an instrument to fight to. So it's pretty.
I actually have a quick question about that.
Yeah.
Have you unveiled this at a tavern or a venue of some sort?
Not yet.
Oh, you haven't gotten the chance to unveil it? Okay. Because that could be pretty cool, especially like in a city where like no one knows you and you go off without a hitch.
Yeah. And then, there's Sinister, and then like other places it's rock. So, yeah. And you see him, he's cool. Dressed down and got his hair, usually it's blown out like 80s rock star, but it's just pulled back, slicked back into a ponytail. He's in sensible dress. He almost kind of is mimicking you a little bit because he thinks that's how regular people dress.
Oh.
I was picturing a slightly different direction. It's awesome.
He'll kind of look at Sinister and look at himself and go,
Charles brought these for me.
Okay.
He listened to my descriptions and he went around town and bought clothes for me.
It's a good taste. I like that actually.
Nice.
I thought so too. And then he's gonna trail off about that sex robot.
You have to say it in your head or Cassius isn't gonna know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's gonna that's what I'm saying. He's gonna message you because Sinister has a different message. So I would think like it's not like on the group chat line, it would just be like bop. And then it's like about the sex robot.
Nice. All right.
Cassius like I've never done that before. He'll say it to Sinister. It's like I've never done that before, but it is something that I'm willing to try. And then he'll kind of like rub his hands deviously.
Maybe. I see that as possibly an entrepreneurial thing. And then he just walks off like in a different direction of the ship and goes to doing work around the ship.
Cassius in his head is gonna be like, damn, we could use the extra money. Maybe. If I had the right supplies.
Amazing.
He's gonna start spiraling in his brain, but he's gonna keep it to himself.
Amazing. Kip kind of walks by and pops her head in. Oh, good morning to everyone. I'm not sure who it was. Just kind of look at Zia and then over to Vic. But there's someone's backed up the bathroom again. And just we're having a struggle to get it, so maybe we can just look for some assistance. And with that, we'll take our bio break. So for anyone new, we take about a 10-minute bio break, and we'll keep our audio hot because we are, and that way you can chat with us. But we'll be back in about 10 minutes. And we'll catch you all then and see where the day takes us. Here we go. Okay, be right back.
Oh.
Oh, Silver Soul Streams. Thank you for the raid. Okay. I'm gonna drop our BRB screen. Ooh. Does. Okay. So let me pull up my notes. We have Titania aboard the ship to say hi. Got all the other things. Oh, is that the right
Next
time?
robots.
Okay. The exceptions. Okay. All right. So I know a couple or a few peeps will be back in a bit, but I'll get us started with those of us that we have. Ooh, Undertale. Nice. So. Okay. So, breakfast wraps up. Carmine goes back to their bed that they've claimed.
Sure.
Oops. Oh, my keyboard. Okay. All right. So, right. Breakfast wraps up. What do you all want to do for the day?
I think at some point, like when everybody's heading back to their rooms, like in that kind of scrambling back, Tia's gonna be like, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Like, wasn't there like, I don't know. Wait, is Sinister still there? Or has Sinister left with Cassius?
Yeah, Sinister.
No, I'm still. I mean, I'm
Okay.
assuming it's like a regular work day on the ship and
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
Like I'm going about ship business. I'm still around.
Okay. So Sinister,
So you can find me.
Okay. Well, I guess because it'll still be while everybody's leaving the kitchen. It'd be like, oh wait, yeah. There was that paper. Oh, with the and then like probably like pull for it out, realize it wasn't there, run back to her room, and kind of go through the drawers, throwing stuff all over the place until finally finding it. And then slowly opening it. Like
17,000 days later. Every time you've avoided it, it's because you fucking lost it.
That's amazing.
To reveal that it says on it in writing something that I don't know, but that you do know.
Yes.
And so you are going to tell me now.
Awesome. So you think I'm stalling? Yeah.
I wanted to give you time if you had it written down somewhere, you know?
Oh, that's very thoughtful. Thank you. Oh gosh.
I think at this point, Sinister has already given up. He's just either you're gonna tell me or you probably, dropped it or something.
Yeah. There is a name of there's a couple names on here. One name is simply written as the Burned Oak.
Okay.
The next name seems to be a person's name, Lily Laughingsteel.
Laughing Steel.
And
interesting.
Which type of steel?
EEL. Like
I knew it.
Material, metal material.
It.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Nice. Of course, Deontay, you'll remember Lily. Once we meet the poor guy, did you?
Oh no.
Oh my god.
We got another character from another. Oh gosh.
Did Solomon injure her? or like
no, you just
forgot how it
scared
went.
the living crap out of her. You all
okay,
threatened her
okay.
life so many times.
Okay, because I was like Salomon.
Yeah.
He wreaked havoc in all that city. I didn't remember.
Amazing.
Who is your god? Like shaking people.
Yeah. It was pretty fantastic.
Who is your god? Oh, Claire. He was a very unhinged zealot barbarian. Very unhinged.
Oh no!
Okay.
Oh no!
So like the exact polar opposite of Cassius.
Oh yeah.
Who was
Yeah.
very calm, collected,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah. Solomon would
thoughtful.
often seek violence before words.
Yeah.
yikes.
If he couldn't convert you, he would force convert you with his fists.
He did it to a number of people. Yeah.
I almost don't want to know now.
Yeah.
All
God.
evil campaign. Ooh, yeah.
Beautifully evil character.
Absolutely.
So I guess on that note,
Hmm.
Zia would probably ask Bo if any of those things make any sense to him.
Well, I reckon I don't recognize that person's name, but we definitely walked by the burned oak back up in the religious board there.
Okay.
A little storefront, I think.
It wasn't the one that burned down, was it?
No. Well, it was right near it. Maybe
Okay, because that would have been really ironic
Oh, right.
if it was called the burned oak and then it burned down.
Oh, right.
But you know, I mean, potential poetic irony aside,
Right.
we should probably let some people know. I think Sinister really was like into this lead, so let's go find him.
All right. Yeah, I reckon we should. Nice. All right, you find
Kitty. Sorry.
No, I get it.
So many cats. I saw yours in the back too. So.
Yeah.
Aw.
Bert is evil, but we love him.
Oh, that's great. These are the best. Okay, you find Sinister.
Plaguey phase.
Hey, Sinister. Hey, are you busy?
Oh, not really. He's probably like sitting on the edge of the banister, dangling his legs and stuff, and playing his pan flute, and then just kind of put it away.
Oh, I hope I'm not interrupting. But remember the time that we like went out and found that contact and talked to him, and then got like
Oh yeah, and you fed me that spider leg drink.
Yeah. Oh, those are so good. So I
They were bad.
remembered they were. I mean,
I wouldn't order it
that's
for
your
myself.
opinion.
I wouldn't order for myself. Not again. But they're not bad.
Yeah. Well, okay. Anywho, I remembered that I had that slip of paper from the contact person, and I read it, and I wasn't
you
sure.
finally figured it out? Was it a complicated puzzle full of riddles and
Well, I mean, like
secret-
there was just other stuff going on, and I didn't want to be rude. So,
it's only the fate of my whole kingdom, and they're probably long dead, and another faction has moved in. It's gonna be worse than the last, and there's gonna be constant infighting, and I'm probably the sole survivor, but who knows?
Yeah, somebody's sister is trying to work all of reality into like the pits of hell, and we have no
not
idea
like
how
that.
close she is to doing that. I mean, I can sympathize.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry.
I'm very
and,
sorry too that your sister's terrible.
Oh, it is what it is.
I mean,
But anywho, so there's a name of a place and then a name of a person, and it turns out that
as
the
you're
place.
talking, I'm mage handing scraps of paper and then writing it down, and then you see him kind of do like that, It's like he's not supposed to use his magic, and he's writing, and then he's writing down what you're saying. Otherwise,
Okay.
Kevin would have been doing it. So
Nice.
I mean, Rhodey. Sorry, Ron.
Brody.
I'm
Yeah,
so
how
sorry.
dare. So yeah, it's a place that we've seen before. So remember when those guards almost killed us when we looked at around the place that got burned down?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
that was.
So it turns out that that place is totally irrelevant, has nothing to do with anything. We don't really care about it at all. But there's a place across the
don't care about that.
street
Right across the street.
called the Burned Oak.
Burned Oak.
And then there was a name, Lily Laughing Steel. Steel
Who
as
is
in like,
Lily laughing. Yes.
yeah, steel as in like the metal, not steel.
One moment.
as
One
in-
moment. One moment. Common isn't my first language, so hold on. Jaden starts to write it out. Okay.
Yeah, so that's gonna be, yeah. So
Yes.
should we tell everybody else and like?
Let me look at the paper. He's gonna look at the paper,
Okay.
and
Here's the
he's
paper.
gonna. I mean, he's gonna examine it. Like, is the handwriting of like, is it from a fancy person, and the type of paper it's written on?
Oh, I mean, it was just that guy who was, Thieves Guild probably, or at least some connection to that. So.
Well, let me see what I can know. I know a little bit about a little bit too.
Oh, I mean, okay.
I got my own kind of connections. Mine are just maybe, well, similar, but not the same. But could be.
I don't know.
Maybe. Whatever. And then that's what he's gonna do is roll for an investigation on if it's like maybe it's written. Like, is it fancy ink? Is it fancy paper? Is it
The actual
tastefully
paper?
written?
It's some of the paper that you saw around and about. I think it was even a napkin that was on the bench there at the bar. It looks, like a very common, almost hurried writing.
It doesn't look like there may be something like on the other side or anything like that. Like,
You can make an investigation check to see if there's anything
yeah,
else.
because he's using
Turn
his
it over.
spy. He's using his spy mind and stuff to see if he can,
Yeah.
if it got crazy, stupid things. I'm just saying.
Hmm.
Back alley deals and written down things. It's weird. Okay. Investigation 18 plus 2 is 20.
Okay. Nope.
30.
Seems you check it pretty thoroughly, and it seems to just be a napkin.
Oh, okay. All right. And he just hands it back to her. He's satisfied with his notes. And he goes, do you think maybe we should take somebody with us? Maybe or two.
I was just gonna go like tell everybody, I don't have anybody in particular in mind. I mean, we would have to be careful because like the last time we were there with the soldier people, and, yeah, so.
Right. We need people that can be sneaky, maybe, I don't know. It was scary is all I'm saying, is that I don't feel safe just me and you going over there.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wasn't suggesting that. I can go, or I can just open the mind link, right? And just
I mean, and not just our inner circle, just maybe Vic no, Vic couldn't go. Maybe Boots, the Debaxi, and
I mean, yeah, let's
and maybe Ash.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I did mind link.
Okay. And then basically I'll catch everybody else up on paper, name, things, world ending, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, who wants to go with us?
What?
Dad, I'll
Is
go.
the mind links open?
Yeah.
Cassius will go. Or I'll
Wait.
go. Yeah, I'll go with you.
Where are you going again?
The religious district to a place called the Burned Oak to see Lily Laughingstock. A very real name.
Sure.
Well, just all right. You guys are kind of doing this without context, and I kind of did. I talked to some of you, but not all of you. But I had a vision, and I think it was related to me getting back home. And it just so happens that I got a warning about this place in the vision, but it is a clue to possibly helping me get back to my plane of existence.
Oh, nice. I'm actually a little tired. I might actually stay back and sleep a bit.
Oh, okay.
Ashagar will go.
Ashabar?
Mhm.
You're coming? Yes?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Sometimes my mic is a little finicky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she will show up to leave the ship in a disguise.
Mm.
Probably like
Always, yeah.
a middle-aged, middle-class woman that you generally your eyes would just skate over if you were in the market.
Okay. I kind of like your disguise. You're really good at that.
Is Liazana coming?
I better stay back. I was up all night, so I need to I need to transfer a little bit. But if y'all are still over there, later, then I'll catch up.
Yeah.
I understand
we'll let you
sleeping
know.
off at night.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
so
sure
then I
you
guess,
Mhm.
I guess we'll head out to the
Well,
religious.
I would like to prepare my things first, and then he's just going to be in Rob Danger. He's going to get his adventuring stuff, and he's not going to have his guitar. He's going to have his sword and his flute, and he's going to just be all nondescript.
Oh,
A little.
okay.
He's just a normal drow dude walking around doing dude things.
Nice. Guardian jumps on. Ha! I want to go too.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
Nobody's gonna stop you, Guardian. You be you.
All right.
I offer Guardian a friendly fist bump.
It's a powerful fist bump.
Stagger back a couple feet. Yeah, that's the stuff. Let's go.
Nice.
Did he just hit an old lady?
Nice.
It just aggressively fist bumped an old lady.
Awesome. Yes.
So
Let's conquer this city.
away we go.
All right, let's go.
All right, you make your way through. You know pretty well now how to navigate Atmos Isles. You make your way up to the storefront. It's a small, nondescript storefront. You could easily miss it. It's one story building, maybe only 20 feet in width. It's not a big building by any means. And you open the door, a little bell, ching, 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 chimes, and there's a little tiny waiting area, like an area to go up to a counter to talk to someone with a bench against the front wall to sit down and wait. And hearing the bell, an individual comes hustling out from the back room. Oops, where's my person that you can assume? I'm so sorry. I had the notes pulled up and then I had to go look at something else.
Oh no, sorry.
No, that's my bad.
Sorry.
It's my bad. Am I in the wrong document here? What on earth?
No, no.
Oh, here we go. Thank goodness. Jeez, I'm
Okay.
so sorry. Yes, half elf woman looks to be 30s or so human years, so probably a couple hundred years. Oh no, she's half elf. So yeah, she appears to be like mid 30s or so. Cropped, curled brown hair, and gray colored eyes, light gray. Some of the description things. Anyway, she comes out and right, I'll be right there, and walks out behind the counter and kind of looks at all of you. Oh, well, there's please take a seat. Are you here to buy furniture?
Actually, a friend of mine recommended something.
He's gonna mind link you and be like, "Is that like code for something?"
No thieves
Kind of.
can't yet. Just so
No,
Zia
yeah.
knows. Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not, but just saying like, yeah, a friend of mine like had something I think under the name Lily Laughing Seal, maybe, or something like that.
Right. I'm Lily Laughing Steel, and she'll kind of scratch her head and tap her shoulder, and thieves
Oh.
can't be like guild business.
And of course, Zia will respond back in turn.
Mm.
I don't know if that will trigger moving to a back room or something. Like, is
Yeah,
this
yeah.
a safe place
right.
to speak? Or
Please, well, let's discuss your designs and needs in the back office. You're all welcome, of course. And she'll.
Oh, thank you. I'm just gonna look around, and that's all he's gonna do, is just try to look for like, you know, possibly hidden doors or something like that,
Nice.
or anything around there.
okay, Zia's
Yeah,
gonna
Cash
mind
is
leak.
gonna- Oh, sorry.
Zia's gonna mind leak with Sinister and be like, "We have no reason not to trust this person. She's being very nice." But
And then he's
maybe
gonna
let's
go.
not
he's
make a
just gonna-
scene.
He's gonna go. He's just gonna go. Are y'all okay? He's just gonna look good and then try to come back with by Zia. Like, okay,
Oh.
you know, try to be nonchalant about it. Like, you know, like nervous. Like, you know, is this place tapped or bugged or something? I don't know. And oh no, I don't get. I was going to say I was gonna.
Mm.
I was gonna do. There's some. No, just go with Zia.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna need you to explain your
Oh,
vision,
right.
basically. So
But he's still
I think it's good for you to be here.
okay. And he
If that's
does.
okay.
I mean, I don't want to get my hopes up. If
Okay.
you know what I mean. But
Understood. Okay.
I gotta. Okay, I'm Rob Danger. I'm Rob Danger.
All right.
Nice.
So we're following Lily.
All right,
and-
you
Yes.
follow Lillian. Cassius, did you have anything, or are you also following into the back?
Yeah, he's just gonna be. He's kind of gonna be like I know this is like something that they're doing, so he's just gonna like kind of quietly observe and like not try to interfere too much.
Okay. All right, you all pile into a back room, moderately cozy, a little bit more well furnished than the other outer waiting area would play. Right, please pull up a seat, and this is like a little cozy living room area. And just lock the door if you don't mind. Last one in. There's a couple of latches there. They're just deadbolts to lock. Whoever, we'll see, Cassius comes in last, and you can. Right. So, what's the business you're really looking for then?
So Zia will just probably run over real quickly the contacts they came into and the slip of paper.
Right.
And then most of this being in Thieves' Cant, and then we'll kind of say like, it's been a while. Really, glad to be back. But I do have a friend who has had some troubles, and who I think maybe, just maybe, you might know someone or of someone who can connect us to somebody here who might be able to help. And then at that point, we'll kind of look over to Sinister and mind link and be like, okay, explain the vision.
This is gonna be weird, right? And
Right.
the only way I can do it best is a story. Okay. Imagine being a rock star princess and being a rock star prince, and everything's going for you, and then some haters come and overthrow your house and family,
Ooh.
and as a retaliation, you might have burned a whole established school of magic for them, right then jumping through to a portal to a
Mhm.
weird ass world with spaceships or airships and
Right.
air islands.
Right. All right.
Imagine being here for, I don't know, all the years blend together, 10 plus years. I don't know. Time's weird here. Anyways, I get a vision. I mean, this rock star, imagine in the story, gets a vision
Right.
of these praying hands, right?
Right.
And a warning, but tells you that this is your way back to your plane of existence, and to be careful. It's scary. Things are happening. So
Oh.
I don't know what you do with that.
Well, there's quite a bit of things happening down below the Wanderer's Plea there. I suppose
Is it a
if
portal to the demon web?
I can't say there's that, but there's quite a few very impressive magical items,
Oh.
wares, and the such that might offer up one a vision or be a means perhaps to get said imaginary adventurer home if they wished.
So he's just gonna start saying, "Oh, thank you," he's like, as a bitch of rock goddess, she led me to this place so I could get magical dope shit to be able to do dope things.
Oh, well, right.
Yeah.
Well, you're in luck. If you're looking for someone to bring you through, I'm your person. I'm, in
Oh,
fact, the only person currently that can do so. I have the map up here, and the map has since been lost,
lost. No.
destroyed.
What?
But I have everything up here. I've had 10 successful ventures down there to date, including one that made it down right to the bottom.
He's just you're gonna see him just like he's sitting back like a kid listening to a story now, like, please tell me more. Like,
All right, so
this sounds good.
there was of course, as you're likely aware, there was an excavation. There was always been a bit. It's been a bit off limits. Wanderers Plea. These 100-foot forearms and hands clasped up to the praying to the sky. Well, only recently, in the past half year or so, they got permission to start excavating, figuring out more, understand what it is, and having it be more than just the attraction. Well, about a half year ago, 3 months ago, perhaps, they stumbled upon a huge area of this excavation site that just fell into the ground, opened up into layers upon layers of pre-established structures and such, well below.
Yes.
And down it goes. There's traps and there's dangers and there's other things, but the
It's
rewards are
terrible.
rich.
I've been down in mine. It sounds like this is another drow people here. Possibly.
Oh. Well, I've memorized most of the more dangerous traps. There's some creatures down there that can be dangerous still. I can navigate us past the majority of the traps that are written. I have found that there are some that weren't on the map. But again, I've been down successfully 10 times to different degrees and once all the way to the bottom. Successfully, and I'm here. So, for the proper price for a tout such as myself to get you wherever you're looking to go down there.
That's what it is. That's what I'm
Make
getting
it
to, a
happen.
price.
Right.
And how do we know you're, well, never mind. I trust you.
You'll see if you take me on. Once we get down there, I'll want to get back up just as much as the rest of you. It's a fine place to go down and test your metal and find. There's quite a bit. There's gold down there to be had. I typically take a small percentage. And
Does she give off explorer vibes? Like she's got like well weathered hands, hair, you know. Does she give off the vibes that she's a traveler like that, back and forth?
More so that she like she probably maybe did at one point. It's more like this is her business, her current business. She's a rogue
Right,
through and
right. I
through.
just I want to make sure she's not like trying to flam us or like, you know.
She seems
know what
to
I'm
be
saying?
probably about as capable as all of you, maybe slightly
Yeah,
more.
she seems legit. Okay. All right. How much for your services and what do we need to take with us?
Well, depends on how far you're looking to go. If you're looking to head down all the way to the bottom, it's a bit more pricey. Most of the upper half now has been cleared out entirely between the work that the folks that I bring, and the city itself, of course, is clearing things out as it can. So if you're looking at the bottom half, it's about 500 gold pieces before we head out, and then another 500 when we get back. If you come across gold, which if you wish, we can. There's a whole room full of it. Then I'll just collect my latter 500 from that instead, and you can take whatever else you wish.
All right. Sinister is going to turn to Zia, Cassius, and Ashford. Like, that's quite a bit of money, and you know, this might be nothing, or we might die or something. But
that's not anything we can't fix.
that's true.
We've done once before. Yeah.
Are we ready to do this now?
I guess I would say, Sinister, are you ready to do this now? Because this is, your lead.
I stopped counting after 12 years. So, yeah, let's go.
Okay.
All right.
That's like 100 from each of us, basically.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alrighty.
All right.
And you said that you would take the latter half if we did find this gigantic room of treasure.
Right.
You would take it if I wanted to go from there.
Right. I can navigate us through it too, if you wish, and that way we're sure to get there. There's more gold than we can take a cut at each time I go through. A bit further down, so I've only been through it twice now. But plenty of gold for everyone, but I'll take my other 500 from that.
What would you say was your biggest obstacles going down there? Just so we can kind of like get ourselves ready.
Sure. There are some environmental hazards. There's a lot of steam vents through there. It gets mighty hot, so if you don't do well with the heat, prepare yourselves for that.
I'm all right.
There's some either heat that comes and goes, fills hallways. There's a lot of soot in the ground. Just
is it dark? Is it dark down there?
Oh, very dark. Hot, dark. Sometimes the vents spew some noxious fumes, so you have to be prepared. You might get a little bit, feel a little sick for a bit. Let's see. There's some creatures are. Let me just do a check for her. What she's gonna. Okay. Oh, there's some creatures down there, but I'm pretty sure they're all ones we can handle. We've again made it down all the way to the bottom and fairly far in the other ventures.
Oh, okay. So you think? I mean, because he's moderately dressed. He's got like an overcoat and just regular shirt, his leathers and boots. You know.
Oh,
he wears like
Anyone that
I'm
can't.
all right.
Well, it depends on how you handle the heat, but if you're comfortable in that, it's very hot. Is there anyone that can't swim though? That would be some trouble. All right.
Swim.
Can Guardian swim?
Guardians,
I hope so.
like listening
I
for
hope
like,
so.
it's all things we can tackle. Like, are you sure though? There's no greater challenges.
Are there creatures down there?
Right. She's like, Guardian. Like, there might be some that are a bit stronger, but that'll challenge you. Yeah. Guardian.
All right.
But I think nothing that we can't handle.
Oh yeah, we're taking Guardian with us 100%.
Oh, right.
Like, Cash
Then-
is gonna like point back like Guardian's definitely coming.
All right. Well, good. Right.
Sinister is gonna
Well,
put he's gonna go in and put a bandana around his face
Mhm.
and tuck it into his thing. I think maybe.
Awesome.
I've lived in these conditions and they're horrible. They're not fun. So,
Right. Well, we can go as early as tonight. We'll have to go under the color darkness. There's a different way we'll enter. And if anyone's particularly loud, just, get them some soft shoes or something, at least for walking our way through. There is a part that we have to navigate near a station of guards that the city's put up. Just a couple of times. We should be fine. As long as no one's clanking and stomping along, we should be all right.
Okay.
I'm gonna say maybe 11:30. Let's say 11:30 tonight to meet here, and we can go from there, or tomorrow night, whatever works best for you. I have openings for the next 3 nights.
Do you think we should take Leozana and Breelith with us?
Relith might be
Relith.
able to help if one of us breathes too much of whatever that noxious fumes is.
Yeah, because I don't got nothing against that. Maybe I can heal you a bit, but when you take on poison, it's you still feel it.
We should probably take the most capable of us down there. Like in terms of like the crew. So I think like the typical like the engineering part of the crew, the part of the crew that does the navigation, they should probably stay on the ship, but the core group of us should definitely go along with Guardian and
Eden?
I forgot
Eden, maybe?
and Eden, especially if it's dark.
Right. Quick,
Mhm.
too, and quiet.
Mhm.
Oh, did you ever meet Boots? You were busy down in the workroom. You never met when we interviewed and hired Boots.
We interviewed someone?
Yeah, it was down in the, it was at the Glurperglek. Excuse me. And
Oh, Glurberglick, the giant.
Glurperglek, yes.
The who now?
And you were on the ship and you was like, I'm very busy. And you was like,
Oh,
doing your secret things.
It's a cloud giant island, yeah.
oh, okay.
So we didn't, well, you might have seen him. He's like really tall cat with fancy boots. You probably
don't know.
didn't see him because he's like really quick.
I don't know how I missed him. Yeah, if he's a tall cat, ma'am, or a cat person. Yeah,
That person.
Wow,
I
really
think it
wrapped
was
up.
him. It was he.
Cash is
right?
gonna rub his eyes a little bit. And I guess I was just too wrapped up in what I was doing.
Yes, you do need to come out and touch grass or smell the roses, or walk around the ship.
Oh, that was pretty insightful, Sinister. Actually,
Yeah, I inspire things,
Yeah.
even positive, healthy things. And
I should see the sun more, and he'll rub his
Yes.
eyes again.
I don't like the sun, so I come out at night and walk
for
around and
good
see-
reasons. I mean, you don't want to go out there and hurt yourself, so I get that.
Right. Yeah. So let's
Humans need sunlight, though. We need a lot of vitamin D.
Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Because my goddess, I'm not a cleric. My mom is the cleric and stuff. And I just like had a prayer one day and then all of a sudden she shows me this vision and it brings me here. So.
Your mom showed you this?
Well, maybe my mom or the goddess she worshipped, because I prayed to both of them. I was like really sad and stuff.
Sinister, don't take this the wrong way. And I mean this in the most sincere way possible.
What?
Does your mother love you? Because you've told us about a bunch of political intrigue where people are getting killed. So this could possibly be a trap based off of
my mother loves me with her whole heart.
Okay.
And I love her.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
My stupid sister, I love her too.
Okay.
But we're not like the other houses, and we were trying to inspire political change and more democratic and say, maybe public executions and things, the way we're living was it. And they killed us for it, probably.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I think, yeah. So my mom's probably dead, my sister's probably dead, and I'm probably going to a broken kingdom, but I need to get back home.
You brushed past that broken kingdom part, but okay.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Well, we're
because
here
the ones that fell, that were in power, that seeked us out, there's like another force that's probably like way worse than the original people. So
Well,
yeah,
this
it's
is
probably
just like
all F death.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is he just gonna turn to Lily and be like, we'll be back tonight at 11:30?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, we're having this conversation.
And then-
Interesting. Nice.
Yeah, it could be a dope rock opera coming to you after I figure this out.
Nice.
Okay, so I guess when we get back to the ship, we'll put the team together and kind of come up with some sort of game plan. So we're not, we have our guide, but we still have to plan for our own contingencies as well, and of course inform everyone.
All right. So you all begin heading back to the ship. Meanwhile, back in the ship, Breelith and Liazana, breakfast is done. Carmine is right back to sleeping in the bed. What are you two up to on the ship?
They're gonna go to the bed, go to her room, and see Carmine just like sprawled out on the
Mhm.
bed, and be like, "Okay, hey Liazana, I know that we should probably sleep, but I kind of want to go to the academic district, or to a bookshop or something. I want to see if I can find a book on learning Draconic for Carmine. I mean, not for Carmine, but for me to learn so I can talk to him,
Dan,
or talk to them. I mean,
tell me something because I don't know. I know Draconic. Can I teach her?
You can teach her. Yeah, it would be effectively the same as learning from a book. Mm-hmm.
So
closer.
The sounds are like this. Hold your cheeks in.
You want to go to find a bookshop with me?
Well, actually, I know Draconic. I can teach you if you want.
Liazana, and she'll put like both like hands on your shoulders. How do you know Draconic?
It's kind of part of the tribal thing. I'd have to explain it.
That's amazing. You're so smart. Yes, I yeah, if you can teach me, that'd be great, because then we can spend time together, as friends and best buddies, and you can teach me Draconic, and that way I won't be reading a book all the time. It'll be great.
Absolutely.
It'll be fun.
I'd love to teach you.
Oh, for real, will give Liazana a huge hug.
Oh,
Thank you. Be good. I just want to be able to, to talk to Carmine.
yeah. Well, Titania. Is how you say it?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, did she say something? I think she walked into the other room when earlier.
She greeted Carmine and was seemingly speaking to him or them, and they were seeming to reply back, I think, because she was responding to them. But she said that it was a private thing and it was a greeting type of thing, and she didn't want to tell me what they said. So
You happen to remember the Draconic that she said, like exactly what she said?
is there something I can roll for that, Dan?
You can
No.
roll a history check at disadvantage.
Okay.
If you don't know the language, it'd probably be hard to, unless you
I will,
specifically thought.
I
"Let me
will
remember
try.
this." It's gonna be a high DC. But give it a shot. You never know.
Well, that's a huge 19.
Sorry, it's a high number, but not.
I
If you had
can't-
said
I-
at the moment, like, I'm gonna remember that.
I know,
it'd be
I know, I know. No, I can't really remember. No.
Okay. Maybe I can I want to try something, and Liazana kind of looks over to Carmine and she wants to just say like Carmine, you awake in Draconic.
Just keep sleeping.
Hello, Carmine.
Keep sleeping.
My goodness.
I think he's really out.
Probably. I mean, maybe we should just let him rest. But
I wasn't right. I wasn't the one trying to wake him up, but okay.
But yeah, I can kind of just start with the basics, like simple greetings in Draconic if you'd like.
Yes, I would like. Yes.
And she'll just kind of sit down, get comfortable, and start teaching her like, hello, how are you?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Relith will go and grab snacks and refreshments to bring into the room to sit down with them, and so that way if they get snackish and hungry.
Okay. All right. As Brila steps away to get some snacks and such, a moment or minute or two later, Liazana, as you're in the room, my gosh, sometimes the dragon's name just disappears from my head. It's driving me nuts. Carmine. I know, like
Carmine.
most of the time, it's sometimes it's just not there. Oh my gosh. Carmine wakes up.
In Draconic to say, hello, Carmine.
Little air nuzzle towards you. Just their head around.
And she's gonna kind of like set her hand out to Carmine, kind of close to his face.
They'll put their muzzle in your hand. Then they'll do like the cat cow kind of stretch, and then they're gonna leave the room. They're gonna head up to the upper deck. Samara.
Oh, Carmine, are you looking for Brelith? And she's gonna
looks back as they're walking out of the door. Just keeps walking.
Carmine. Like she doesn't know whether to stay or follow Carmine.
They're just going down the hallway.
She's gonna mentally Brelith. Breelith, Carmine woke up and Carmine's leaving the room.
Yeah, he can leave. He's fine.
Oh, okay. I'll stick in here then.
Here on the thing, probably passing. Hey, Carmine. As she's heading back to the room.
Okay. As you're heading back, Breelith, you see Carmine up on the upper deck, like leaving the thing.
Like what? What is he doing?
Leaving the stairwell, heading up onto the deck.
Okay. All right. I thought you meant like leaving the ship entirely. I was like,
Did you just lose your mind?
Yeah. Depends on how long you're looking. Are you heading downstairs? Or...
Hey, Carmine. She's just waving at him and says hi as she passes and goes to the
Craning her
room.
neck back and it looks like they're heading over towards the side of the ship.
Okay.
All right, you head downstairs, and you find Lisanna down there, ready to teach you some stuff with snacks.
Yep. She'll make yourself comfortable, put out the snacks, and yeah, settle in.
Okay.
Did you find Carmine?
Oh yeah, he's just on the top on the upper deck. They kind of, walk around on their own.
Do you think it's safe for Carmine to be walking around?
Dan, I mean, hasn't Carmine been out and about on his own? Like,
Yeah, you know that
She hasn't- yeah,
is
she
going
hasn't
upstairs.
kept
Sometimes he
him.
likes to fly around the ship.
yeah, she hasn't kept him like in his room. They've walked around up on the decks before. Yeah, I think they're fine.
You've caught them diving off the side and flying around.
Yeah,
Back
they
on the
know
island.
where home is. So
Not a problem. We can go ahead and snack and I'll teach you Draconic.
please, I'm ready.
All right, and you begin teaching and learning. A little while, maybe half an hour later or so, the rest of you make it back to the ship. You board. The crew's going about their, duties. No sign of Breelith or Lisanna, unless you go down on that first floor and see them in Breelith's room, or hear them in Breelith's room. You hear like these Breeliths making these kind of like really hard consonant sounds.
Like Klingon?
Yeah. Trying to speak. If any of you speak Draconic, like maybe.
Ashavar speaks Draconic.
Yeah, nice. You'll hear some rudimentary sounds of Draconic.
It sounds good to Cassius. He has no idea what they're saying.
Nice. Awesome. All right, you've all returned. Of course, you all know about everything you've been updated with Lily. All right, what would you all like to do as you return to the ship?
So should we have a meeting, get together, where we want to go, and we can probably do mind link to everybody and be like captain's room meeting.
What about Charles and Charlie? They can't feel anything, and they can go through walls. They're dead.
That would be good for reconnaissance, actually.
I mean,
Yeah.
No, it's actually not a bad idea. Wait, can they see in the dark? Wait.
How are good seeing it all? I don't understand this question.
You've had them try once before when they went in the bottom portion of the ship. Yeah,
We sure did. Well, that was magical.
That was
that's true.
magical
That's true.
darkness.
Yeah.
well, what is magical darkness but darkness with magic?
Oh.
Yeah.
We were about to actually explain.
I thought you were about to make like a vision joke. Or WandaVision.
Oh, like what is darkness but the lack of light persevering? Or
Yeah.
something like that?
We did it.
That's amazing.
Oh, God. I've never even watched it. I don't. Yeah,
I
I've
thought
just
that's the
seen
direction
memes.
we were moving in. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So captain's room, and I'm probably gonna like encourage Cassius to step in first because he always makes cool looking rooms.
Okay, so Cassius will go in there and do the special captain rooms thing in his brain. There's going to be a multitude of whiteboards scattered across the room with various amounts of red string. Also, there will be coffee set up in the corner. The seats are going to be extra comfy just in case they got to be in there for a long time. And then he also is going to have a pitcher of water that keeps filling itself up because we can't drink too much coffee because we don't want to be too dehydrated.
Right.
Nice.
And then Sinister sees the conspiracy board in the heads. Like, oh, he's gonna go through his notes, take out the ones he doesn't want him to know, and then slide his to add to that.
Nice.
Yeah, and then it's gonna be like a nice big table that we can all see each other at.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Do you want like the whole crew in there to sort it out? All the NPC crews, or mainly like the ones you're thinking of bringing?
Yes.
The ones we're thinking of bringing.
The whole crew, because he would want them to be aware of what we're doing, just in case, like especially like with where we're going, because if they need to send a search party after us, they have to be in the know,
right?
Just in case something horrible happens.
Does anyone send out like the all hands message? Okay. So Breelith and Lisanna, you would also get that at this point. Meeting in the captain's quarters.
Ashavar would have undisguised herself before going to the meeting.
Okay.
That would have been dope.
Yeah.
I stay in disguise all the time.
Wait, are you Rob?
Matter of fact, I am now.
Okay. So Cassius is gonna kind of like start setting up the whiteboards, kind of with like what we heard in the meeting with Zia's friend, and kind of like he'll turn to Sinister and say, "Well, this is kind of your show. You're the one that had the vision. I can handle stuff logistically, but I mean, what is our goal actually?"
Real quickly, Dan, what time of day is it right now?
Let's see. That was all sort of morning time when I came back. It's probably around noon, 11:30 noon.
So we have about 11 hours.
Right.
Okay, cool. Sorry, keep going.
Enough time to talk, prepare, and get some rest.
All right. So he goes through all the story of everything. He sketched out a picture of the prayer hands, so he has that, and I'm quite sure they've been out and about. We've been in port for a while, so I'm quite sure they know of where we're going. And that's it. I mean, I'll just lay down the whole thing and just say, I don't know. It may be something, it may not be, but it's gotten me here this far. So if any of y'all want to bail out, I completely understand. But it is what it is.
That's actually pretty important. Is there anyone here who does not wish to come on this trip with us?
Why would we want to come on the trip?
It could be dangerous. So
it could be dangerous, or you just don't want to go.
Sure.
I would definitely amend that to say it will definitely be dangerous.
It will definitely be dangerous.
Yeah.
Dan?
Yeah.
Mechanics question, real quick.
Shoot.
Since I've gone really heavy into Ice Witch, I have a couple of cantrips, Frostbite and Ray of Frost. They're both ranged. Could those be used to like cool down pipes as we're going through to make it less hot?
I don't know that you would have encountered a place like this before, but I would say you could definitely give it a shot. Like if you're there, it's be worth checking out. Okay. But I don't think it would have been like, because it's so subterranean, as heat vents from being that low. you wouldn't know ahead of time.
Okay, cool. Well, Ashavar will basically say that she feels like she could be of help, maybe to cool things off, but is unsure at this point. But it's worth a shot.
I was trying to see if I have any spells to help Asherar in that regard. I don't think I do. I had the decanter of the endless decanter of water. Could that help?
Are we gonna? I mean, it could
It might
help.
just make it. It might just make it steamier.
Which is steam sucks.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, at least I got an
Actually-
endless. I have endless water in case we get dehydrated or something, or
Mhm.
put fires out or something of that nature. So
Oops.
it's not a total wash.
Yeah.
I have a rope of climbing if we need it.
Oh, that's it.
I can show water with prestidigitation, or I can freeze water for a little bit of time. I don't know, just something to consider because I mean the heat could pose a definite problem. I wonder if it permeates throughout the entire way that we're traveling, or if it's like a temporary problem.
If it's anything like in the Underdark where I'm from, it's not like, there's areas that aren't as dangerous, that are habitable,
Brila,
If
do
there
you
was
have
a
anything
city
you do with
down
that?
there, if there was a city down there, then,
I'm sorry, what?
Would you happen to be able to do anything that could handle heat or help us deal with the heat?
poison too.
Yeah.
Ashavar's poison, heat, steam.
I don't know if I do or not.
But you can heal us if we get hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
What
We should
you're
probably
saying
figure out.
is-
Oh, sorry.
So what you're saying is you can, and she looks at Sinister's, you can make water spill on the floor, and Cassius, you can freeze it, so we could have an ice skating rink on the deck.
This whole time. This whole time.
Why haven't we been doing an ice skating rink?
This whole time. You're a genius.
Sounds like
You
a lot of
are
fun.
a genius.
Sorry.
Maybe we build it below deck so the ice stays because we don't want it to be in direct sunlight.
And then Sinister is going to send a mind link to just Cassius. Sex robots with ice cream.
Uh-oh.
Make this a
lost-
put it on X
complicated.
Games mode.
Sinister, you lost Cassius. He's gonna look at you like, I thought we were just talking about.
You
the
don't
sex
have
robot."
ice skating derby. Like,
Oh.
yeah.
Wait, he's like, maybe I could make some ice skates, and then he's gonna start thinking again. He's gonna turn off the mind link. So you don't
Get a little feedback.
Nice.
All right.
The Guardian's excited, like, and I will crush our enemies beneath my heel.
Now that brings us to our next point. There's parts of this way that we need to be quiet.
Potentially, yes.
Well, there's a brief, not potentially, 100%. At the
Okay.
very beginning, there's a guard barrack that we have to sneak past.
And we have to get past traps.
Yeah, for sure. But Lily, our contacting guide, knows where most of them are and has done this trip numerous different times. So I feel
I think we
relatively
just need to
confident.
be very careful, quiet, and have something in hand in case a lot of us get hurt.
You know what? That's actually like a valid point. Do we have supplies to heal ourselves? Do we stock up on any healing potions? Do we stock up on like anything like that? We should probably do that before.
We got 11
it's
hours
midday.
to do
It's
all
midday.
this.
Yeah, it's midday. We can go to the market and we can
Yes,
figure that
Frida.
out. Yes, Frida.
What's up?
Should probably get a diamond in case someone dies.
Yeah.
Oh,
And hopefully in the treasure room, we can just get another diamond, like
To
according to how
replace your
much treasure
diamond.
there is. Yeah. So I think we definitely need one going in 100%.
all right. And just also in case we don't find any magical items and we went there for nothing, do we have 500 gold pieces to pay her if we make it back?
Collectively, we do.
Yeah,
I'm sure we do.
it's not gonna be
Okay.
like great financially, but you know, I've been through worse.
Yeah, well, I'm used to people double crossing or backstabbing. And so, it would be something I'd do. Like, yeah, come
Oh.
on, tour guide down here. And then they get there and be like, blackmail.
Our guide is horribly outnumbered. That'd
Are
be a
we-
terrible
Okay,
idea.
okay,
Are we
but
stabbing someone?
no,
No, this is
no. Okay, our
Maybe.
lovely guide is from the Thieves Guild, and the Thieves Guild has never done any sort of backstabbing or stealing or anything like that to its own
Yes.
members. To its own members.
Are we members of the Thieves Guild?
no,
Well,
we're not.
I am.
She is.
Oh,
And by extension, you are on this trip.
Okay.
oh,
And look,
good.
it's not like I ever went out of my way or anything, you know. We just needed stuff to eat for a few years
Sure.
there. So
Did
We're
you
not
ever
judging.
stab
We
anyone?
don't judge.
I get that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, well, of
Probably.
course
You
I
see how she
stab-
kills.
You watched me
She's
stab people.
super good at killing.
I mean,
Thank you. Thank
out of the
you.
context of battle, did you ever stab anyone?
Life is a battle.
You
Rita.
don't have to say that.
I mean, you're not wrong, but
Cassius
No.
under Cassius under his
And
brother's gonna kind of look at Z and go like, "She's good at stealing kills." He's kind of like,
He's so it's still.
Mhm.
I mean, we don't talk about this.
It's amazing.
good at stealing kills, more like it. Anyways,
You know, you were just letting them get away. You know,
I'd kill more
stealing
than
kills
Cassius, actually.
requires you having had the ability to do it in the first place.
But I didn't
that's
steal
aside
Cassius'
from the
kill.
point.
he's just gonna be very salty. Just
Zia stole, listen, Zia stole one of my kills, Cassius. She's just gonna have to let it go.
I'll let it go one day.
Anywho,
Not today.
I mean, it's not a competition.
okay,
We're trying to
so-
stay alive.
So we're getting potions. Do we need to get anything else?
a diamond worth 300 gold, I think, is what my she'll
Maybe
consult her
basic
notes.
bandages and wraps. I'm not too bad at field medicine.
Okay.
Okay, I do want to make sure. So if 5 of us paid 100 on the way back up, I only have 100, so I can't afford to buy anything else.
Cassius will put up 100 gold for the diamond. So
Okay,
Yeah, I can
have
get the
plenty of
rest.
gold.
okay, well.
Hmm.
Okay. So with that in mind, then maybe it's better while y'all are out at the market, Vic and I can prepare some meals.
But
We
if
have
this
enough.
is truly what she says it is, we won't even have to worry about that 500 gold pieces, and we could definitely get your diamond back. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the
That
way
makes sense.
the guild typically works is, I mean, she's taking us
we owe
on
them?
she's taking us on my honor. So if things don't work out or whatever, I'm gonna have to probably stay behind and do
okay,
some work.
all right.
Wait, what?
Which I'm not against. I
Wait,
mean, it's fine.
wait, no,
Fine.
wait. What?
I
So what are
accept
you
this.
saying? That
I accept this.
if something goes wrong during this trip, you'll have to stay here?
Oh,
Well, she's
okay.
vouching
Well,
for us.
You know how
It's-
if you go to a restaurant and you can't pay, they're typically like, well, you need to stay back and like do the dishes and stuff like that and like work it off. I mean, the Thieves Guild operates under similar principles. So it wouldn't be too bad. I just have to complete like however much money we owe in terms of work.
that's not gonna happen because we're gonna pay for it. Or I'll pay for it.
So, you know, it'll, I mean, in
Yeah,
worst case
I don't want you to
scenario-
be an indentured servant.
Oh,
Like,
please.
Nobody
it's not,
would
it's
do
not that
that.
bad. It's not that bad.
But she started
Okay.
out that way. She did. We bought her
know.
out of her first
Yeah.
contract. We don't want her to go back into it.
No.
I was having a good time. It wasn't
It
bad.
wasn't cleaning toilets though.
You know, I've been through
You
it.
It
had
didn't
poop
seem like
on
you
you
were
all the
having a
time.
good time, Zia, if I remember correctly. It
Mm-mm.
seemed a little rough.
Terrible.
Yeah. Well,
But it's okay. You're not gonna have to do that. So it's
Nope.
fine.
Okay. I feel like I appreciate the positivity.
Yeah.
I feel like we might be wasting time kind of on the
No,
No,
of course
here's-
not.
No, we would
Guardian's
never
like,
waste
yeah.
time.
That's the battle.
Yeah. So other than Vic and I preparing meals and then the rest of y'all going to the market to pick up potions and the diamond, what else do we need?
It's
get
a
done
little bit too
beforehand?
daytime. I'm gonna send somebody with my money. You already got my request.
Okay. Then is this a break and go off and do our things, or do we need to discuss?
Yeah, I feel like we're good in terms of that. And then we can figure out the marching order as we go, by the needs. So for sneaking, there's probably somebody more stealthy. And whenever we're actually in the dungeon, maybe Guardian, you're ready to fight. So
Now, in case we have to cut and run, I will be able to provide magical darkness in that, so we can run away. And I
Okay.
can only do that once.
What are we cutting?
What?
What are we? You said cut and run. What,
All right.
what are we?
Okay.
cutting?
In the event that it gets too dangerous and we have
Okay.
to retreat.
Okay. And
In the-
we'll just go.
Yes.
Okay.
What did you think of it?
I don't know. There was something about cutting, and I thought, who are we cutting or what?
Not yet. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We're gonna do our best to maintain that everybody comes back alive, but it's gonna be dangerous.
Oh yeah, and we'll and even if somebody falls, we will bring them back with us. Nobody in,
Right.
no matter
We're
what
not
state
gonna
they're
leave
in. is
anybody
not
No
gonna
behind.
be
person left
Yeah.
behind. Got it.
No person
Okay.
left
Right.
Perfect.
Yes, that's
around-
why I need to put up the darkness so we can go back.
Okay, so around the time the speech about not leaving anybody behind happens,
Mhm.
Zia is leaving to go to the kitchen to go.
Okay.
Back.
As he heads up, Guardian's like getting pumped. Guardian's gonna go do some sparring with Eden, probably, like to get that pump on for the the evening.
Cassius will go with Brila to the market too, so he can help her with the getting the diamond.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. Lisanna, Sinister, are you sleeping for the day?
I
Or
did.
no?
It was a long night. I mean, morning for him. So
right.
I'm way past my bedtime.
Okay, nice. Sinister goes to get rest as trance or sleep. Lisanna, Ashavar, what are you two? Are you going into town as well?
Yeah, I'll go into town to help out with getting supplies.
Okay. And Ashavar?
I will. I will stay behind
Mhm.
because I don't feel like putting another disguise on.
Nice. Okay. This town. It's awesome. Let's see. Okay, so as that leaves Breelith, Cassius, and Lisanna, they're heading up to to go into town. As you're preparing, Vic stops and gives you a report as to the condition of the ship and everything that's going on. And as he's doing that, you see disembarking from the ship across the way. Not the 40 some soldiers, but there's probably a dozen and a half or so soldiers. Once again, guarding an individual walking in the center that has a bit of a different sort of palanquin. Excuse me. And my gosh, excuse me. Okay. As Vic finishes this thing and you're all kind of over by the gangplank, they're walking down their gangplank and it's a moderately windy day out. It just is in this particular, around Atmos Isles typically anyway. And once again, some wind catches the fabric around the umbrella, and you see the face of Titania once again. Except you see her a little not startled, but like, oh no, the thing has blown open in a more severe way than last time. And as she looks up to see that, she looks like right over and sees all of you, and she has like a panicked look in her face, like, that's where we'll end tonight's session.
So wait, okay. So what?
Good night. No, just kidding.
Wait,
Bye, Felicia.
so she's disembarking the ship. You
Mhm.
said that she had a.
It's like the umbrella with fabric down the sides.
Okay.
So
You said that she
remains
looked
hidden.
panicked about something. Was it at us?
Panic because the wind blew it open, which might not have been a huge deal on its own, but as she
Wind
was
blew the
assessing,
umbrella,
yeah, like the
the shade
fabric
open.
apart, so
Okay,
her face can be
okay.
seen. So you all
Okay.
see her, and then she sees like you as she's assessing that. Then she has like a panic over her face, like, oh
Okay.
no, because she doesn't know
Okay.
that any of you knew who she was. She just assumed you all thought she was someone you met on the street.
Okay.
But now
Okay.
she's like, now they see me, and they're gonna have questions.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah.
Thank you, Dan.
Hey, no
Secret
problem.
princess.
Oh, so exciting. There's so many fun things going on here. Okay, so thank you, Grumpy Dungeon Masters. And thank you, excuse me. Oh my gosh, this OBS is such a butt. Silver Soul Streams for the raids tonight. Really appreciate it. For anyone new, you've been catching our Sunday night D&D stream at Extremis. Saturday night D&D stream. It's
okay.
Yeah, no excuse.
Well, it's Sunday.
I don't even know. I never know what day it is
What
anymore.
day is it?
And
Time is
Extremis.
meaningless.
Oh my gosh, yeah, for real. You can catch us here every Saturday night, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. Well, we have our beautiful Sky Pirates here, doing all the things at Atmos Isles. If you liked what you saw tonight, and I mean, how could you not? Everyone's awesome here. Consider giving us a follow here on Twitch if you want to catch some more as well of an Extremis, and we have a bunch of other content here in the channel. A lot of this D&D here, this 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern time slot. In fact, every night of the week except for Thursdays, but twice on Saturdays. We have a stream that runs just before this one, 6 to 9 Eastern as well. It's D&D. All right, let's see. It was so fun to play with y'all tonight. Players, just, round of applause for you all.
Round of applause for you, Dan.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh no,
thank you.
you're too sweet. You're too kind.
Thank you, Dan. I
Thank you,
appreciate
Dan.
you.
My pleasure. My
We
pleasure.
missed this so
Oh.
much. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to play
It's
again.
so fun, and I can't wait. Like, there's so many details for these hooks that are gonna, happen in next week. I can't wait for next week. You're gonna get a bunch more stuff here. Yeah, but thank you all for watching. Thank you for hanging out and chat as well. We'll catch you again soon. We're gonna raid our friends Blackwater D&D. But I hope you all have a wonderful night, and hopefully we'll catch you next week. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.